So it really seems like GameStop is making plays to dominate the Pokemon card market by doing incredible buybacks and all this crazy huge promotion to get all these graded Pokemon cards in their system. They finally put up their website to sell some of the cards that they're buying back, and it's shocking. What's going on, everybody? You're watching the channel Dr.Applesauce 2. My name's Will. It's another beautiful day here in Texas. I hope you guys know that I love you, God loves you, and He has an awesome plan for your life. So the biggest news, in my opinion, in the Pokemon world right now is that GameStop has officially started buying Pokemon cards and taking Pokemon cards as trade-ins from collectors. I did a huge video showing all of the documentation the other day. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it. But what I want to talk about right now, outside of a few other alarming things that I've been told, is the fact that they've put up the landing page for their grading, for their graded card selling website. Now, you can't go on there and buy anything right now. Everything says release date of May 24th. I'm sorry. So it looks like this website will go live May 24th, where you can actually buy things, and then maybe some of it even says pre-order, which is really, really odd. So I want to look at these prices and I want to compare and contrast and see what they're charging, what it looks like, and what's actually going on here. So before we do that, drop me a comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think GameStop making these huge moves is a good thing, or do you think it's kind of a scary thing? And real quick, I want to shout out Drip Shop Live. Thank you for sponsoring this video, guys. If you want a fun and safe place to either buy Pokemon cards, buy packs, or play in some games like I do fun games, check out Drip Shop Live. I go on every Wednesday night and every Friday afternoon, and I either do games like Deal or No Deal, or fun wheel spins, or fun games, or we do pack openings from time to time, maybe when new sets and stuff come out. It's a heck of a lot of fun. And if you use the link down in my description below to sign up, you'll get either a $10 to $250 credit that you can use the first time you go buy something. So come have some fun, play some games. It's a really good time. Let's look at this real quick. So first and foremost, we have the landing page. Okay, so you can see that it's right there at the very top. It says graded collectibles right there at the very top for the landing page. And you can see on their GameStop website, it's on the header. So it's kind of a big deal. It says get cash for your cards today, everybody. You can go get cash for your cards today. And we have been seeing a lot of different prices. Some people getting like 100% of market, some people getting way under market, some people getting, you know, like $1 for cards. It's really crazy. So we can look right here and we see they do have sports cards. There is a Dragon Ball Super card right there, but a bunch of Pokemon cards. So let's go in and look at some of these Pokemon cards that you see that they have for sale. And let's go find eBay recently sold comps and see how the prices line up on these cards. Okay, so the first one that I want to look at is this Charizard Black Star promo. So this is actually the Charizard promo that came in the premium. I think it was the Charizard Premium Collection, I want to say, is what this came in. That's at least what the label right there says. So it's just the, you know, it's just the Scarlet and Violet. It's a promo, right? I think the card sells for like $6 or something raw. They have it right here in a PSA 10 listed for $107, and it says the release date is 5/24. So I'm guessing that's when the website will go live. $107 for this card, okay? For a PSA 10 in this card. Seems a little expensive. If we go over to eBay, you can see as soon as you go to eBay, the first thing that you see is you see two versions of this exact card up for sale. Buy it now for $39.99 and $49.99. They're asking $107 for the same exact card. If you go to recently solds, you can see that in the past, you know, couple months, this card has sold anywhere from $35 to $40. So you can literally go buy one right now for like $40, and GameStop has it for $107. So that's, I mean, at minimum, it's at least twice of what the card's actually selling for, if not more than that. So that's just our first one that we're looking at. Okay, so the second one, we have a full art Serena from Sword and Shield, full art trainer from Silver Tempest in a PSA 9. Okay, nice PSA 9. $70 is what they're going to be asking for. And this one actually, oddly enough, says that you can pre-order it. I'm not sure what that's about, but $70 for this PSA 9 Serena from GameStop. Okay, if we go look at recently sold, so we had a PSA 9. Let's see, we've got a PSA 8 here for $11. We've got a PSA 10 sold just a few days ago for $28. And then a PSA 10 sold a couple months ago for $40. So PSA 9, they're asking $70, and it's sold in a PSA 10 for $28. Where are they getting their prices on these cards? What in the world? All right, next up we have a Regidrago V. This is an alternate art from Silver Tempest. One of the lower pulls from Silver Tempest, but still it's an alternate art. PSA 10 Regidrago V. Pre-order again for $50 on GameStop. I think this one was a little bit closer. I couldn't find a lot of comps for this one, but we have one that sold a few days ago for $45. So at least that sounds reasonable. It's not, they're not asking 3 or 4 times what recent comps were, like some of the past few that we looked at. So at least this Regidrago V looks reasonable. Let's go over here to the Full Art Marnie from Sword and Shield. This is Sword and Shield base. Full Art Marnie. I think this card's like $30-40 raw. They've got it for $99 on pre-order again, which is weird, for a PSA 9. You can go to eBay and grab this card in a PSA 9 for $75 right now, or $40 right now. So literally right on eBay, $40 and $75. So they're asking $99. You can go buy it for $40 on eBay, which is, again, really strange, really high above what the actually is selling for. We can see a PSA 10 sold about a month or so ago for $69 on a PSA 10. And that's wild. A PSA 10 sold May 3rd, so a couple weeks ago, for $90. So again, GameStop is asking a ridiculous amount, way over comps on some of this stuff. This is highly strange by the best case scenario, concerning at the worst case scenario. Here we've got one right here. Really underrated, super cool alternate art from Silver Tempest, the Unknown V alternate art. Gem Mint 10, PSA 10, all right, $126 on a PSA 10. I actually bought one of these like 2 weeks ago for $50. A PSA 10, I bought one of these for $50. Now we know the alternate art market is crazy, right? $126 for a PSA 10. Most recent eBay solds, yesterday sold for $100. A few days ago sold for $95. And then before that was sold for under $80, sold for $67 right there. So this one is, again, a little bit more reasonable, but still we're talking at minimum roughly 30% over market comps at minimum, if not a little bit more than that for this alternate art. And then this is an interesting one too. They have this one listed. It's the XY Black Star promo. It's a full art Venusaur. They don't have the picture yet, but they have the listing up already and a pre-order up already. So these are all cards that they're buying from people, right? This one, $269 for this PSA 9. This one actually seems, again, a little more reasonable. So we have a PSA 9 that sold for $280, and then a PSA 9 that sold for $240. So that's probably the most reasonable offer that I've seen on all of these cards, somewhere right in the middle of what the comps actually are, which is kind of encouraging. So this is all stuff that's listed on that website, like I said, that's right there. This is just on GameStop's website. This is all stuff that's listed that will be for sale. These are their asking prices. And the point of this, and I want to talk about some other things here in a second, but I'm curious how they're coming up with these prices, because the majority of these cards that we just looked at were listed for at least double what comps are, what recent solds are, at least twice as much. And then a few of them were either just a little bit above or right where they should be, kind of, about fair pricing. So I'd say about 2/3 of them were way grossly over market value. And then the other third was about where it should be. So my biggest question for this is, how are they aggregating their prices? Something is flawed with their system on their pricing, because even we can see here that their prices are all over the place, way unfair, way too expensive, or kind of fair. And then we've kind of seen similar things with people who are actually going in to try and sell things. Leonhardt made a video. There's been several videos made, people going in to try and sell things. And it seems like a couple people got full market value on things. A couple people were offered like $1 on cards that were worth like $50-60. And then it seems like a lot of people are seeing around 50 to 60% offers. So their offers on buying things are all over the place. It doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason. And then their selling prices seem to be all over the place as well. So what this tells me is that there's something flawed with the system that GameStop's using to aggregate these prices, and that's really not a good thing. That's really alarming and concerning. And there's a few other things that I'm going to show you right now that This is not fact. This is just stuff that people are commenting on my videos telling me, and I want to read it to you and see what you guys think. So we have one right here. This was from the video where I showed the training guides, and it says, I used to work at GameStop and still have friends there. One of them is a manager for what I saw from the email he showed me that he sent out to the stores. GameStop bought out a PSA employee for a lot of money, basically paid him to leave PSA and start the project with GameStop. So basically GameStop, allegedly, according to what this guy is saying, GameStop headhunted a PSA employee and brought them over to help them start this program. Also stated that this is a branch off. Selling PSA is just the beginning. They want to also accept collectibles like statues, Funkos, and more. I honestly think it's going to flop the market for TCG to go up and down. GameStop has a track record for paying undervalue for things. So that's one thing that I find really interesting. So allegedly, according to this previous employee, again, this is all alleged, but I find it interesting. Allegedly, GameStop headhunted a PSA employee and brought them on to help launch all of this, okay? Next one is one that I find really honestly concerning, is somebody that says, I talked to my GameStop manager in San Antonio, Texas. They have an exclusive, or according to the manager, okay, according to what this guy's saying that the GameStop manager said, they have an exclusive deal with PSA and will soon be offering a service to send in raw cards for grading. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but when you have a big corporation, as much as GameStop is hemorrhaging and struggling, and what this really is this is a push to change the GameStop model and save the company, and that's what that is. That's what this is. But when you have a large corporation that has 4,400 stores in America, making an exclusive contract with somebody like PSA, it's really concerning. It's really scary when we see things like this happen, because they're going to favor the large corporate clients. And when it makes it to where somebody like GameStop, if this indeed happens, like this person is allegedly saying, is going to be able to put pressure on local game stores and on companies that this is what they do, is they take in, they do grading on, they do third-party grading. They'll take in people's cards, grade them, and then send them back to them. There's a lot of companies that do that, and a lot of local game stores do that. If this is true, when you have a company like GameStop that's getting an exclusive deal with PSA, it's incredibly concerning and alarming. And furthermore, I don't know that I would trust grading my cards with GameStop. Such a huge corporation, such a vast swath of employees that might be good or might just be a high school kid that's really not motivated. They're just kind of there because they need a job, and everything in between. I don't know that I would have faith in submitting my cards with somebody like that when there's LGSs that do it and other small mom and pop shops that I would, maybe would prefer to support. But I grade my own cards. I send my own cards off grid, but you see what I'm saying. So that's highly concerning to me. Very, very strange that allegedly they've brought an employee from PSA onto the payroll, allegedly, and they allegedly have an exclusive contract with PSA and supposedly are going to start grading cards. Very strange. Combine that with their prices being all over the place. They've got things listed for 2 or 3 times what comps are. Like, what in the world? And how many cards are they taking in is another thing. How many cards are they taking in? This really makes you wonder, what's the plan here? How long are they going to do this? Because if they kept offering 60% to up to market on cards for a long enough time, they could seriously capture a really large part of the graded card market. And then if they're planning on selling at those crazy high prices, let's just say for a second, we'll put on our tinfoil hats and say that it's not just something messed up in their pricing algorithm, that they actually are planning on capturing a lot of the market and then listing things over comps, expecting them to be sold. That's concerning. That's concerning, right? And then on the flip side, if it's just some mistakes being done in the pricing, that kind of shows that they don't have everything properly set in place to be doing this right, and then they're out of their depth, which isn't really good as well. Now, we have been seeing prices kind of all over the place, okay? So, like I said, here's a great one that basically you can go do all the information and the math on this, but somebody went in and, offered a bunch of things for sale, getting things around 60%. We even had PokeBeach make an article saying that they're offering market for cards, because they did buy a couple cards at market from 1 or 2 people, and I find it really interesting because, like I said, it's all over the place. And we got to look at all this And I see two ends of the spectrum. Neither of them are great. I see on one end of the spectrum, they're launching something that they're a little bit out of their depth and they don't have it right. But they're this huge company pushing behind it, you know, evidenced by the buy prices being all over the place, their sell prices being all over the place, you know, being way too expensive or being accurate. It shows me that they're either a little bit out of their depth on the one side, on the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, they're going to make a push to capture a very large part of the market for Pokemon cards. Basically crush LGSs and be the one-stop shop in a corporate company to do all this stuff. And that's not good. You might say, well, who cares about LGS? No, it's not good for you and for LGSs, because and I don't think this will happen, but in a world where GameStop's the only option, they can set the prices. They can charge 3 times what something is, you know, normally selling for. They can charge crazy amounts on PSA submissions, crazy upcharges if you're not willing to learn how to do it yourself. And again, I don't think any of that's going to happen, but this just shows some of the really strange stuff that's going on. And I don't know if this is going to be good. I don't know if this is going to last. My gut tells me that this isn't going to work, but I also could see some really crazy things happening. I could see them, you know, inadvertently crashing the market. If everything goes perfect for them, I could see them dominating the market if they do everything right. None of those scenarios are really that great. So it's interesting to watch. I want you guys to let me know what you think down in the comments below. What are all of your opinions? Would you go and grade your cards at GameStop? Would you go and sell stuff at GameStop? I just want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, do me a huge favor. Give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Those are free. And it actually helps the channel a whole lot. And if you subscribe and hit that notification bell and comment, all that stuff helps the channel so much. It's a great way to support. And if you liked this video, YouTube says you'll like that one, so go watch that one next. And like I always say, find somebody to love and serve today. Be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.